So hi, I'm Rob, I'm also known as YogaDad, and I'm here with you today at this Career Inspiration Show just to bring you a short 15-minute yoga session over your lunch break. I've already offered one session, which is chair-based. This time we're heading outdoors into quite a chilly November afternoon just to record a standing sequence. For this one, you'll need either a water bottle or a lunchbox, something like that, or something that you can grab onto as we kind of go through a little bit of a balancing sequence. Otherwise, yeah, let's just get on with it. Right. Okay. So to stand yourself up, if you're spending quite a lot of time sitting down, particularly as Careers Day, or even when you're in a classroom, that kind of thing, assemblies, just take any opportunities when you can, just to kind of find yourself into a nice standing position. So let's rock ourselves from side to side, and just really feel that connection through either sides of each of the feet, and even roll ourselves forward onto the balls of the feet and onto the heels, and just careful not to tip yourself over in one direction or the other. Now turning the palms facing forward, fingers pointing down towards the floor, thumbs pointing away from the body. And closing the eyes just for a moment. And as you feel that grounding down through the floor, whether you're inside or outside today, really feel that lift, that energy that's flowing all the way through from beneath you, all the way along the fronts and the backs of the legs, knees and thighs lifting up towards the hips. That engagement all the way along the back of the legs as well, that intensification already of the stretch, all the way from the heels up towards the hips, along the front of the upper body, across the chest, along the length of the spine, along the back, all the way up towards the neck, chin tucking in towards the chest, lengthening along the back of the neck, reaching all the way up through the back of the head towards the top of the head, and from the top of the head all the way up towards the ceiling or this beautiful blue sky that's above me today. And with the fingers just stretching down almost as though they could touch down towards the floor, just feel that stretch now all the way along the sides of the neck, the tops of the shoulders, and along the sides of the arms down towards the floor beneath you. That nice soft gaze, open the eyes. So we're going to start today for this session with a breathing sequence. So we're going to take the left hand and just bring it just below the belly button, okay? We're going to place the right hand on top of the left, and we're going to just start breathing in and out. As we breathe in, we're going to lift our right hand up, and as we stop breathing in, we're going to stop the hand. And as we breathe out, we're going to lower that hand back down towards the floor. Now the challenge is to get that top hand to come back into contact with that lower hand. Now do that a few more times, so elbows out towards the side, inhaling, lifting that top hand up, seeing how far you can get it up towards the head, and then exhaling, breathing out all the way back down towards that lower hand again, and see if you can land that back down. Twice more. Inhaling, lift up, and just go to a position that feels good to you. You might find you can get all the way up towards the top of the head or even above it, and then breathing out as you kind of lower that hand back down, all the way down towards that bottom hand. Now, next time we're going to close the eyes. So as long as that feels good to you, feels comfortable to you, breathe in again, lengthening, deepening that breath, lifting that top hand up, maybe all the way up towards the shoulders, the nose, the top of the head, and then breathing out as you lower that hand back down. And with the eyes still closed, just seeing if you can land that hand all the way back down towards that lower hand. Now I'll do that one more time. Inhale and lift up. Feeling the breath expanding between the palms facing up towards one another. And then back down again one final time. Slowly deepening, lengthening the breath. Lowering that head down. That top hand all the way down towards the bottom hand again. And now taking the hands down either side of the body. Great stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. So now, we're going to move ourselves, I'm turning myself sideways on. We're still in our standing position, so you still face forward. Feet hip distance apart. I'm going to place the palms together in front of the heart, okay? I'm going to take the arms up and overhead, rooting the fingers high up in towards the sky, shoulders away from the ears, bringing the hands together into a prayer position above the head, and then back towards the center on an inhale, or an exhale, back towards the heart again. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhaling, lifting the arms up, feeling that stretch all the way along the side body, and exhaling, hands back in front of the heart again. Twice more. Inhaling, lift up. Shoulders nicely away from the ears, nice and relaxed down. Exhaling back to the center, and once more. Inhaling up and overhead, reaching all the way along the side body and back to the center. Now this time we're going to inhale and lift the arms up and overhead. And we're going to turn our palms down so they're facing down towards the floor, fingers pointing forward. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and looking along our hands, allowing our fingers now to reach down towards the floor. So don't worry too much if you can't get the fingers all the way down towards the feet, just keeping the knees nice and bent to ease any strain you might be feeling along the back of the legs. And then keeping the knees bent, we're going to inhale and lift the arms back up and overhead. And exhaling back to center. We do that twice more. This time we'll keep our palms up above the head again. As we inhale and we exhale, keeping the palms, just running those thumbs all the way along the front of the nose, down the chest, down towards the belly button. Turning the palms now down towards the floor, still with the hands in prayer position. Head nice and relaxed down towards the floor. And we'll inhale and separate the hands and bring the hands onto the shins now. And exhaling again to fold forward, keeping the knees nice and bent, bringing the palms back together. Inhaling, lifting the palms back up again, turning the palms back up towards the ceiling, the sky above, and exhaling, separating them away and out towards the side. And back to the center of the prayer position. Do that once more. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Hands above the head in the prayer position. Running those thumbs all the way along the front of the body. Turning the fingers now down towards the floor, still in that prayer position. Allowing the hands now to land down between the feet. Feeling that stretch now along the back of the legs. Inhaling, hands to the shins with a flat back. Exhaling back down towards the floor. Head nice and relaxed, gazing back between the knees. Fingers, hands back in towards one another. And in the knees. Inhaling, lifting the arms back up in that prayer position. And exhaling, arms out to the side. And bringing them back round to the center. Now we're going to take ourselves into a chair position, but we're not going to use a seat this time. So we're going to take our fingers and just tap them down either sides of the feet, bending our knees to do so and lowering the bum down towards the floor. We're going to take our palms now out in front, so facing down towards the floor, fingers reaching away from us, inhaling to lengthen. And as we exhale, we're going to press down through the hands, drive down through the heels, standing ourselves back up again, inhaling, lifting the arms back up and overhead. Back into prayer position as we exhale and bringing the hands back in front of the heart. Do that twice more. Again, tapping the fingers either side of the feet, bending the knees, lowering the bum down. Maybe that little bit lower this time. Feeling that intensification in the activation in the thigh muscles. Arms out in front, palms down towards the floor, fingers pointing forward. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling again, driving down through the heels, lifting yourself back up into a standing position. Inhaling, arms out wide. Exhaling, hands back into prayer position and back in front of the heart. Once more. Bending those knees, lowering the bum down, maybe even that little bit lower this time. Really feel that warming sensation in the thighs. Arms out in front, palms facing down. Shoulders nice and relaxed away from the ears. Exhaling, pressing down again with the palms, straightening the legs, inhaling, arms up and overhead. And exhaling, hands back to the center. Okay, we'll take our arms now down by the side. Let's bring our water bottles or lunch boxes just out in front of us. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to use the water bottle just because it's a little bit more even on the ground. So let's just try and do some balancing poses. So we're going to take our hands onto our hips first, looking down towards the floor. So finding a fixed point ahead of you, preferably not one of your kind of friends, that kind of thing. You might be toppling over. So finding that fixed point and then just slowly lifting the left heel up. So lifting, resting the foot now on the ball of that left foot and just shifting the weight across towards the right hand side. Lowering the left heel down, same on the opposite side. So just testing your balance first before we move into a more complex balancing position, but hopefully should be a bit of fun. So just keeping moving, one side to the other, lifting one heel and then the other, shifting the weight across. And being on an uneven grass surface, you might find that I topple over in a minute, but let's just see how I get on. Okay, so we finish on the final side. Now this time, I'm going to keep my hands on the hips. I'm going to keep that fixed point ahead of us, so looking down towards the floor, grounding down now through the right foot, so really feeling that strength, that rooting down through the right heel. We're going to lift our left heel up, and then we're going to lift our left knee. Okay, so lift our left knee up towards the upper body, and then exhaling back down. Okay, shift the weight across towards the left hand side, lifting yourself up onto the ball of the right foot, lifting the right heel, and then slowly lifting the right knee up towards the upper body, still keeping the hands on the hips, that fixed point ahead of you, just keeping that nice soft gaze, and then lowering it back down. Okay, this time we're going to lift the left heel, we're going to lift our left knee, and we're going to try and tilt forward and see if we can grab hold of the bottle or lunchbox that's in front of us. Whoa. So really still keeping rooting down through that standing leg, lifting that left knee back forward again, and lowering the left foot back down. Okay, we'll do the same on the opposite side. So this time we lift the right heel, keep our hands on our hips, still with the water bottle or lunchbox in our hands, lifting the right knee up, really feeling that strength all the way through all four corners of that left foot, grounding down through the heel of the left foot, slowly tilting forward, hinging at the hips, extending that right leg back, lower the bottle back down towards the floor. Okay, I've made it more difficult for myself, the bottle's toppled over. Lifting the right knee back forward again, up towards the upper body, and left foot back, right foot back down again. We'll do that once more on either side, lift that bottle back up. So lifting, left heel again, lifting left knee up towards the upper body, keeping that fixed gaze, that fixed point ahead of you, just nice soft gaze, just to help steady yourself. And then option, just to tilt yourself forward. And this time, option to take the opposite. Alright, so you extend the left leg back, reaching forward with the right hand, lifting the left knee up, landing the left foot back down again, and then we do the same on the opposite side. Right heel up this time, hands onto the hips, fixed point ahead, slowly lifting the right knee up, and then slowly tilting the body forward, hinging at the hips, and with the left hand just placing the bottle, lunchbox down on the floor as that right leg extends back, hands onto the hips, right knee forward, and right foot back down towards the floor. I'm just shaking it all out. Shaking it out, seeing how that feels. Great stuff. Okay, we bring ourselves back into a standing position now. Centre of our mat if we're using one, but just wherever we find ourselves comfortable. And just start swaying again from side to side, really feeling that connection now through all four corners of the feet again. Forward and back onto the balls and the heels of the feet. Just careful not to topple over again. Bringing the hands again down by the side, palms facing forward, fingers reaching down towards the floor, closing the eyes. Just reflecting, taking a moment just to reflect upon how you've moved, created shapes, integrated the breath with the movements, and used your mind to really focus on the way in which you kind of tune into those different feelings and sensations in the body, just for this small amount of time today. And when so much of the focus today for this career inspiration show is around looking to the future, just using the breath, using those sensations, those feelings in the body, and the way in which you can kind of focus the mind, just to bring it all back to now, how you feel today, and where that might take you in the future. Nice soft gaze, open the eyes. Thank you for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed that session. I certainly did. As I said, it's the kind of thing you can do at school, at home, you know, in playgrounds, that kind of thing. So feel free to use this at any time. And yeah, look out for more videos from me at some point in the future. And have an awesome rest of the day. And hopefully this has re-energized you for what you've got coming up this afternoon.